Now on 4 News Now at 6, a bold new plan to bring more parks and schools to Spokane. We have team coverage on how it could reshape your neighborhood and the price tag that comes along with it.
Get your rain gear ready. I am tracking several days of rainy weather and melting snow in the first alert forecast.
And new details on the University of Idaho murders. What one witness says the killer was carrying as he walked past her. You're watching 4 News Now at 6.
I just cannot wait for this partnership, for these investments to affect their neighborhoods, to see those smiles even bigger, to see more opportunity for them.
Spokane Public Schools listened and went back to the drawing board when voters shot down a $200 million bond last year. So now the school district is teaming up with Spokane's Parks and Recreation Department on an innovative plan to improve the city while also trying to save money. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Derek Dice.
And I'm Kirsten O'Connor. So this new plan would impact almost every neighborhood in Spokane, but doing that will not be cheap. The school district wants voters to approve a $200 million bond over 20 years to build new facilities, while the Parks Department is asking for a $240 million levy over 20 years to maintain them. The points on this map show how this money would be spread out across the city, funding more than 200 projects in total. Now, some of those include building new parks, upgrading existing ones, creating after-school programs at public schools, and so much more. We have team coverage tonight on this. Marissa Rio explains how the money will help the city achieve its plan of having a park within a 10-minute walk from everyone's house.
Derek Strom shows us how the plan would bring an end to plans for a controversial sports complex on the South Hill. And we begin with Alexandra Cohen-Yards with how this money could also help with our child care crisis by allowing schools to offer more after-school programs.
At the very top of a long list of projects that would be addressed through these ballot initiatives is Adams Elementary, one of the oldest facilities in the city of Spokane. It would get a new building as well as an after-school program inside of it.
Our facilities at Adams are falling apart. It puts our kids at a disadvantage.
Renovations for Adams Elementary have been long awaited, 10 years to be exact. A priority for Together Spokane is to replace this aging school building and integrate it with a Boys and Girls Club. For Meredith McNally, parent and teacher at the school, seeing the plans for the new building upgrade feels great. But what feels even greater,
the way that they're going to put everything together is like the opportunities for kids in general.
This sense of bringing communities together in multi-purpose spaces is what this initiative is all about.
The School and Recreation Center at Franklin Park project is a prime example of that. I'm standing right here outside of Franklin Park. As you can see, it's right next to Madison Elementary. The hope is to bring these two resources together to create a community center inside of the soon-to-be new school building.
Well, I think the partnership is really important. It's been pretty well known that some of our buildings do need to be repaired and replaced.
For Heather Holter, principal at Madison Elementary, seeing kids with nothing to do after school is a regular occurrence. This is why the project proposal of bringing a field house and Boys and Girls Club inside of the school could be a game changer.
The kids want to be engaged in things, and now they'll have that opportunity to be able to do it.
As it stands, resources in the city of Spokane are spread thin. Our region is continuing to grow. That is what this initiative hopes to address with projects set to benefit every family for generations to come.
So finally seeing something that might actually come to fruition is amazing.
In Spokane, Alexandra Cohen-Yards, 4 News Now.
Now, one of the featured projects in the plan is a sports complex that would bring all-weather fields to Ferris High School. Spokane Public Schools is partnering with the Spokane's Youth Sports Association, which is pledging $5 million if the bond passes. The sports complex would include fields for football, baseball, softball, and soccer. SYSA would use the fields when they're not being used by the school.
Serving more kids at a time in our lives, in all of our lives, but especially for young people, that they need activities, they need anything associated with wellness.
If the bond passes, the Ferris Sports Complex could be built in place of the Glen Rose Regional Sports Complex.
And it's not just a new sports complex. Every park in Spokane would get some type of an upgrade, along with the city building 3 new ones. Marissa Rio joins us now from the Latah Hangman neighborhood, where one of those parks would be built.
That's right, Kirsten. I'm right here off the 195 on Qualshan Drive, which is near Eagle Ridge. And like you said, if the levy passes, this is where one of those new parks would be built. And these new parks are the city's attempt at hitting a national benchmark of having a park within a 10-minute walk of every neighborhood. There are also plans to renovate Minnehaha Park, Grant, and Harmon Park. Now, if you've ever taken your kids to play on your local neighborhood playground or have played a pickup game yourself at your local park, you know what the restroom situation is like. Many are ran down, sometimes they're locked, and sometimes they just aren't clean. If the levy is approved, all park restrooms will be replaced or renovated.
It's really around the accessibility of our restroom facilities. It's about feeling safe, whether that's lighting, how the restrooms are designed and maintained, and then also the accessibility just around when the restrooms are open.
If approved, the levy would also fund more staff to increase daily maintenance of our neighborhood parks. This would allow for more park restrooms to stay open. Other than the park here in the Latah-Hangman area, if this levy is approved, new parks would be built in the Shiloh Hills neighborhood and the North Indian Trail neighborhood. Live in Spokane, Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.
Thank you, Marissa. Another part of the plan would allow the Parks Department to turn the pool at Spokane Community College into a public aquatic center. It would also allow the school district to be able to offer swimming lessons for first and second graders, as well as host high school swim teams, and also offer therapeutic swimming options for those with disabilities.
Now, over the last few minutes, we've told you about all the ways these projects would improve Spokane. But the big question is, how much is this going to cost you personally? According to the plan, if the bond and levy both pass, it would cost you an estimated 29 cents per $1,000 of assessed value. Both groups say that's actually 2 cents cheaper than if they try to pass these measures on their own. That means a home valued at $330,000 would see their taxes go up $7.98 a month, or about $96 a year. You can take out your phone right now and scan this QR code. It'll take you to our website where you'll find a link to put in your address or your assessed home value to see how much more you can expect to pay.
And it's important to note that this plan still needs to be approved by both the city's park board and the city council before being placed on the ballot. Again, this is a very comprehensive plan, and we will be digging deeper into it over the next few months. Be sure to download the KXLY app and turn on push notifications to see the changes that could be coming to your neighborhood as we approach the November election.
All right, get ready for the return of some wet weather because we've got rain on the way.
And that means icy roads and slushy sidewalks, too. Let's send it over to Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker tracking that rain.
4 things to know about your weather. We will have some icy spots Friday morning. We're going to drop below freezing throughout the region for the last time in a few days. Low clouds and fog will also be common around the region. Then tomorrow evening, the chance of some rain and possibly snow mixing in, more likely rain in the forecast, taking us into a warm, rainy, sloppy, melty, slushy weekend, and potentially run into some problems with flooding, which I'm going to talk about later. But first, let's take a look at the temperatures that will greet you tomorrow morning. We will be down below freezing, so I know there's a lot of slush on the roads, sidewalks, and parking lots that will be frozen as you head out the door to work and school. 27 tomorrow in Spirit Lake, Post Falls, and Coeur d'Alene, as well as Liberty Lake. 29 in 9 Mile, as well as Meade. 27 in downtown and 28 in Spokane Valley. Your Friday planner, we will see the low clouds and fog to start the day. A gray day. We have this chance of a few sprinkles as early as 6 o'clock in the evening. More likely it will hold off until tomorrow night. I'll be back with a wet weekend forecast, let you know how warm it's going to get in just a few minutes, Kirsten.
All right, Chris, thank you. Still ahead, Hope House is closing its doors for good after helping shelter hundreds of women over the years, and now shelters across Spokane are bracing for the impact. What this could mean for women in need of a safe place to stay.
Plus, new details on the University of Idaho murders, what a witness saw that night. Next on 4 News Now.
Download the KXLY Plus app on your connected TV.
4 News Now is brought to you by Move Fitness.
It's the Hard Knocks Life. Broadway's favorite orphan is back to spread hope for all the hard knocks life throws your way. Don't miss Annie in an all-new production for the whole family, and just when we need it the most.
Tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com.
The Wild is calling, and Wendell Ford has the answer.
Get behind the wheel of the new F-150 Wild Edition. Built for power and ready for any adventure. Starting at $399 per month.
Or take on the outdoors with the Bronco Sport Wild Edition. Built tough, rugged, and perfect for your next getaway. Only $299 per month.
Or go electric with the F-150 Lightning with 0% for 72 months. Plus almost $15,000 in incentives and discounts.
Your next adventure starts at Wendell Ford at the Y on North Division.
Drive for generations.
Somewhere beyond the sea, my lover stands on golden sands and watches the ships that go sailing.
For over 15 years, Blessings and Beyond has been a beacon of hope for people experiencing homelessness or tragic circumstances in Spokane. From meals to clothing and hygiene essentials, they meet the community's needs with compassion and love.
You can help families in need by visiting Bless Coffee, ordering catering, or booking a private event. All proceeds go to help those in need.
Numerica Credit Union is honored to donate $1,000 to Blessings and Beyond. This is how Numerica cares for kids.
Experience unparalleled comfort and restful sleep with the Zecliner by FlexSteel. A scientifically proven bed alternative designed with your sleep in mind. Built with FlexSteel's patented Blue Steel spring for exceptional comfort and support. Featuring high-performance fabric and pressure point relief zones, the Zecliner is the perfect family chair by day and the best place for a restful sleep by night.
We are Spokane Wellness Group, facilitators for physicians-assisted weight loss. We have reached our one-year anniversary. We are gratified and thankful that our staff has been part of the journey for so many in our community. The journey to health and wellness comes through your diligence and our staff's dedication to helping you reach your goals. Included in your physician's prescription is up to 4 body scans over the course of 4 months by our certified staff. Lighten up, people. Come see us. We're here for you.
Welcome back. In the University of Idaho murders case, we're learning new details tonight about what the surviving roommate in the home told police she saw and heard the night of the murders.
Yeah, this information came to light as Brian Kohberger's defense team challenged the roommate's credibility, saying she gave inconsistent interviews to police who failed to share that with the court. Jordan Smith is in studio now to unpack these new details.
Yeah, this all came about because Kohberger's defense team was trying to get evidence and search warrants tossed from the case. Kohberger's team argued that police intentionally left out information about what the surviving roommate said she saw that night, including telling police that her memory was fuzzy and cloudy. Kohberger's defense attorney, Ann Taylor, accuses that roommate of telling one officer, but not another, that she saw a man carrying a vacuum-type object the night of the murders, and that she thought it was her friend Kaylee Gonsalves she heard running down the stairs at 4 a.m., who was later found stabbed to death in her upstairs bedroom.
Credibility is really, really important when that person is relied on in the investigation.
And the roommate told police, quote, again, I believe I was also very drunk. I don't know how much of this is real. Later saying half the stuff, I don't know if it's a dream or if it's real. I just have no clue. But Judge Stephen Hippler ruled the surviving roommate's statements were reliable, saying despite the fact that she claimed her memory was fuzzy or that it felt like it was a dream or that she was still intoxicated, even if her reliability were in question, there was other evidence that corroborated her account. So Judge Hippler said the defense did not provide any evidence that rendered that roommate to be unreliable, and no evidence or search warrants are going to be tossed from this case. The trial's still slated for this summer, something we'll be keeping an eye on. In studio tonight, Jordan Smith. I'll send it back to you.
All right, Jordan, thank you. Hope House, a women's shelter in downtown Spokane, will be closing its doors this summer.
The city gave Hope House over $1 million in August to stay open until July. But the shelter just announced last week that in place of the women's shelter, a 44-bed medical respite facility will open there instead. Madeline Mullen spoke to another women's shelter in Spokane today and explains how they anticipate this will impact them.
Women's Hearth is a daytime women's shelter just blocks away from Hope House.
Hope House is the overnight and Women's Hearth is the daytime for the ladies, and that's why we're so close, so the ladies can walk back and forth.
The shelter sees between 40 to 100 women a day, and when those women leave at night, many don't have a place to go.
I mean, and that's just always a struggle.
With Hope House closing, Women's Hearth is worried that this problem will increase.
This will greatly reduce, I think, the number of safe places that women feel safe.
One of the reasons women have a hard time finding available shelter beds is because they feel unsafe in mixed-gender shelters.
It was over 90% of the women that we serve have reported having experienced domestic violence.
And we know that a lot of the women have been victimized, either domestic violence or sexually.
Hope House will close its doors in July, and they have begun phasing out and moving people into permanent housing, and they say they're expecting to stop taking people in March and April. Women's Hearth also helps people move into permanent housing through its casework. And with Hope House closing, Women's Hearth is expecting even more women will need these services.
Our case managers can do a lot of different things. Sometimes it looks like working alongside a landlord if a lady's having a struggle with a landlord, or maybe it's looking at treatment centers, or maybe it's just applying for general housing and they need help with the application, or anything like that. So they can do a whole slew of different services.
Women's Hearth says during this time where more and more women are needing their services, they're asking for donations like blankets and hand warmers to hand out to these women. In Spokane, I'm Madeline Mullins, 4 News Now.
Wet weather moving in for the weekend, and this time you won't need a shovel. Your forecast after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Spokane Transit.
The road to the Oscars is heating up the mornings on GMA. The stars, the style, all the inside buzz on Hollywood's biggest night.
We are on the road to the Oscars.
Every morning, the countdown is on. No one does the Oscars like Good Morning America.
Are you looking for a cool new tricked out truck? Something lifted and loaded, perfect for the Inland Northwest? Then you need to head on out to Cal Cars Superstores, Spokane and Coeur d'Alene's Truck Kings.
We always have the best selection of trucks in the 509 and the 208.
Half-ton to three-quarter ton, to dualies and diesels. Nobody has a better selection at a better price than Cal. Like your deal, love your wheels. This week at Cal.
The future's uncertain, but you're more likely to get a high-paying gig if you're armed with college or career training after high school. WA Grant makes that education affordable or even free. See if you qualify at wagrant.org.
All right, he's fixed. Place should be ready by game time.
Ah, sweet, man. But hey, since you're here, you want to play a quick game of horse?
I've never played before, but, I just get into the hoop?
Yeah, something like that.
All right. Like that?
You know what? Forget the game. Show me that work you did on the furnace earlier.
Okay, yeah. That was pretty good, though, right?
Let's just worry about the furnace for now.
You think I could dunk?
When it comes to replacing your windows and doors, you have options. But not all are created equal. Choose Renewal by Andersen. Andersen brand products are rated #1 for quality, durability, and performance. It's no wonder our products are trusted more than Marvin and Pella. Not sure where to start or worried about upfront costs? Schedule a free, no-obligation consultation. Research the rest, then go with the best. Call Renewal by Andersen today.
Spokane's hottest music.
Break me for so done with you, girl. I've been popping, man, I feel just like a rock star.
Hot 96.9.
Welcome back. Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker joining us now. And Chris, in less than 2 weeks, there's a major announcement coming to the weather team.
Yes, you're stuck with me, but Matt is going to Good Morning Northwest. Matt Gray, you've seen here doing his amazing in-depth weather reports, is now heading off to mornings.
The obvious choice and very, very well deserved, of course. Matt made an appearance on Good Morning Northwest and had this to say about showing up to work before sunrise.
I'm a little bit funnier with a lack of sleep. My wife says I'm unintentionally funny, so we're going to find out. We're all going to find out together, I think.
And Matt, we're so excited. That's why we have sensors.
We've all worked the morning shift, so we know
Yes.
you
Oh,
can be
yeah.
a little loopy at times. But for those of you who haven't heard, Mark is officially retiring next Friday. You'll still see him around, though, as he continues his work with the Extreme team.
And I know that our fabulous morning crew is going to have some surprises for Mark ahead. He's been working on his latest Extreme team project, which we announced to you yesterday, so he doesn't know what's coming. A lot of surprising. Tune in to Good Morning Northwest starting at 5 o'clock all week long. Don't miss out on Mark's final week.
Yeah.
Right. And now to the weather. Lots of wet weather coming our way.
We do. It is going to be a soggy, indoorsy kind of weekend with some breaks, which I'm going to help you plan right now. But first, let's take a look at our current temperatures. 33 and mostly cloudy in Spokane, 34 in Coeur d'Alene. This will be one of our last nights down below freezing, at least for a few days. We have some colder weather coming. Our forecast radar starting off at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning with dry conditions, just starting to see the wet weather coming over the Cascades. By 7 o'clock Friday, we have the chance of rain, possibly mixed with snow, but no accumulating snow in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. But it is going to rain and rain and rain until we get a break. Saturday morning, good chance to walk the dog, do what needs to be done outside because the showers will return in the afternoon and it will be raining hard by 5 o'clock on Saturday evening. Forecast for rain over the next several days. We are going to see some impressive rainfall totals, plus we're going to be melting snow with our snow levels up around 6,000 feet Saturday, 6,500 feet on Sunday. We're keeping a close eye on Paradise Creek at the University of Idaho in Moscow, which may get above flood stage. Otherwise, smaller rivers and creeks, just something we're going to have to take on a case-by-case basis because it is going to be warm and wet through Tuesday. And then a little bit of sunshine. Then we'll bring back those temperatures below freezing, but in the meantime, some very warm overnights and a lot of melting. Kirsten.
All right, thanks, Chris. We continue our team coverage for you now. If voters approve the Spokane School District and City Parks and Recreation Department's new bond and levy plan, it could put an end to a legal battle that's been going on for about a decade.
Yeah, for years, SYSA, the Spokane Youth Sports Association, has been trying to build a new sports complex here on this open field near 37th in Glenrose. But the Glenrose Neighborhood Association fought back, blocking that development. If the bond and levy are approved, SYSA would abandon that plan and build the fields here at Ferris High School instead. Derek Strom explains how a new plan could solve this decade-long conflict.
The Spokane Youth Sports Association and the Glenrose Association have been going back and forth for over 10 years about a regional sports complex here. But now that there's an opportunity to build a sports complex at Ferris High School, the Spokane Youth Sports Association is thinking about going forward with that project instead of something here.
So this would really, again, expand that capacity to give more opportunity for our youth to recreate.
The Ferris Sports Complex would include fields for baseball, football, and soccer, and the Spokane Youth Sports Association says they want to give kids an opportunity to play year-round by helping pay for all-weather fields. If the bond passes, SYSA would contribute $5 million to the project, and Spokane Schools and the Parks and Recreation Department would take care of the maintenance once it's built.
We hope if that's where we can make a significant contribution, or anywhere in this new system that they're developing, that we can help.
There's still many months to go before the bond will be voted on in November, but if the bond passes, SYSA could shift its focus to the Ferris Sports Complex instead of the Glenrose Regional Sports Complex it's been trying to build for 11 years.
Yeah, we're in the works of figuring out what the next steps there are, but either way, we want to contribute in a significant way to this project. So we're looking forward to help.
If SYSA does move forward with the Ferris Sports Complex instead of the one in Glenrose, neighbors on the Glenrose Prairie that have pushed back against a sports complex say that would be an ideal solution.
Well, if there's a prospect that there may be an alternate solution site closer to Ferris High School, I'd be all for it. That'd be great.
In Spokane, Derek Strom, 4 News Now.
All right, after the break, hear more in sports from Sean Farnham and his Flatbread Fridays returning to Spokane this year.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
So you want somewhere to play? We got you. I want some tasty food? We got you. Heard you want to do some shopping? We got you. The live music is always popping at the Coeur d'Alene Casino. Coeur d'Alene Casino. Where winning is just the beginning.
This year, if you'd like to trade in your old vehicle and get $2,025 over Kelley Blue Book towards something new,
then you need to visit Findlay Downtown Toyota.
Right now, save up to $5,000 off all closeout 2024 Tacomas, or get up to $6,000 off a 2025 Tundra truck. Plus, check out the new 2025 RAV4s.
This February, fall in love with a new vehicle from Findlay. Findlay Toyota's downtown.
I'm Drew Henry, tea maker and founder of Revival Tea Company, and we're right here at Yolks Fresh Market. We started in 2018 in Spokane. We are super proud of getting our peppermint from Washington State, our honey from bees in Spokane. We've collaborated with Dry Fly and turned into canned cocktails. We definitely would not be where we're at today without the support from some amazing local partners like Yolks. Oh yeah, the more and more we can work together, that's been a really fun thing as we continue to grow.
Check out Revival Tea at Yolks Fresh Market.
I'm really grateful to be a first-generation student from my family. The ES scholarship was definitely a game changer.
I never knew how easy it was to start a scholarship. Whatever you can give every year. That's how I sold it to my family. We talked a lot, waiting for somebody else to do it. And so we finally decided, no, we're not going to wait. We're going to do it. Graduating from college, it was not even a dream. That's what Eastern has done. We have to continue that. We have to help this precious institution that changed so many lives.
Coeur d'Alene Denture Clinic is locally owned and operated and has been providing personalized, comfortable, and satisfying care to our clients for over 30 years. Our licensed denturists are trained in the latest techniques in the construction, development, and preparatory work of a denture. Full dentures, implant attachments, repairs, fittings, adjustments, we do it all. Every denture is made to look as close as possible to your natural teeth. With our knowledge and friendly staff, competitive costs, and quality of service, you'll leave Coeur d'Alene Denture Clinic smiling.
Don Felder, formerly of the Eagles, one of the most innovative riff-generating songwriters of the modern rock era, will be live Thursday, March 6th. Visit the Coeur d'Alene Casino box office or cdacasino.com for tickets.
Winning is just the beginning.
4 News Now is brought to you by McVeigh Brothers.
For the 4th consecutive year, ESPN college basketball commentator Sean Farnham returns to Spokane, and not just for the friendly folks and iconic hoops, but to quench his appetite right here, all for a very great cause. The Farnham Flatbread Friday comes back to the Davenport Hotel's famous Safari Lounge, as you'll see the sportscaster swap his suit out for an apron, dishing out flatbreads, including the spicy shrimp Farnham flatbread they named after him. A portion of the proceeds will go to Coaches vs. Cancer, a fund to help fight against the deadly disease. We spoke with Sean today about his excitement for the big event tomorrow night.
I want to make a dent in the fight against cancer, and I want people to have awareness that fight never stops, no matter whether it's college basketball season or not. I could have very easily taken a night off and just enjoyed myself in Spokane, but instead I'm going to be sweating.
The Davenport Hotel tomorrow night, starting at 5, ending at 8 p.m. If you can't make it, the link to donate for the foundation is on KXLY.com. Gonzaga women's basketball team seeks their 14th straight win when they stick home to face St. Mary's Gales tonight. A team they beat by just 11 2 weeks ago today, and the game already started. Score at last check was just 2-1 early on in the first quarter. We'll have our sports reporter Sydney Berger bring us more post-game from the Kennel tonight on Nightside. Zags are just one game in the clear first place. They got to win 3 of their final 4 games to lock up the #1 seed. We'll have more from this game in high school basketball on Nightside. Kirsten and Derek, back to y'all.
I think we're going to send it over to Chris.
And here's a look at your 7-day forecast. We are warming up into the upper 40s and even 50 degrees in the forecast, but it's coming along with a lot of wet weather.
Hey, we're off early today because we got a Blazers game on. They're taking on the Lakers next.
We hope you'll join us for Nightside, but enjoy the game for now.